Hello all. In this tutorial, we are discussing about second way of taking input. Okay, taking dynamic input from the for the Python program. Okay, till now we discussed a very important function called as input function. Okay, by using this input function, what is the main advantage that we have? We can take the input dynamically from the end user. Okay, not only by using the input function. Okay, but also we can take the inputs for the Python program by using the second concept called as command line arguments. Okay, this is the second concept called as command line arguments. With this command line arguments also we can take the input for the Python program by the end user. Okay, by the end user we can take the we can take the input by using this command line. Okay, so how can we take these command line arguments? First of all, let me explain you how this what are all these command line arguments, how we can take these command line arguments. All those things we will discuss in this tutorial. Okay, let's get started. Now let me show you a small program called hello world. Okay, now I have created a Python file and my Python file name is nothing but I underscore opy. Okay, input output dot py. So this is my Python file. Okay, in this Python file I just wrote two lines of the Python code. Okay, what I wrote, okay, in the first print statement I'm just printing the hello world, and in the second print statement I'm just printing that this program was executed from command prompt. Now if this is the Python code, okay, if this is my Python file, till now we are habituated to execute this Python code like this. Okay, till now we are habituated to execute directly from the Python code like this. Okay, now it got executed like this. Now in this particular tutorial I want to show you a second way. Okay, I want to show you some other way to, okay, how to run this code from the command line. Command line is nothing but command prompt. Okay, command line is nothing but command prompt or console, whatever it is. Okay, to open a command prompt, just press Windows R. Okay, just press Windows R in your system, and here you just put cmd. Okay, you just put cmd. So when you open cmd, what happens here? Here command line, okay, here a console, okay, command prompt will get opened in your system. Okay, once you reach till here, you should navigate. Okay, your command prompt should navigate to the folder where your code is. Okay, so your command prompt should navigate to the folder where your code is. Okay, now my code is, okay, my code lies under this folder called desktop. Okay, now in this C drive uses Mankumar, in this desktop folder. Okay, on this desktop folder I have this particular code what I am trying to execute. Okay, now in the command prompt I need to navigate this to this folder. Okay, so let me take you to the desktop. So now I'm present. Okay, now I'm present in this desktop folder. Okay, now this is, okay, now I'm in the folder where my Python code is located. Now in this is the place where my Python code is present. So see here my Python code is present. Okay, yeah, see here io.py. So this is my Python code which is present in this. Now I want to, okay, yeah, think that now I want to, okay, I want to execute my Python code from here. Okay, I want to execute my Python code from here. So in that case what I need to do, I need to type py. Okay, so to execute any Python code from the command prompt, first thing is you need to navigate. Okay, you should go to the folder where your code is located, and then you need to type py, and then you need to give the file name of that Python code. Okay, in this case my Python file name is i_o, and you should give along with the extension. Okay, extension is always .py. Okay, extension is always .py for the Python code. So okay, this is the command. Okay, this is the this is only the command you need to build. First thing is py. Okay, py or else Python, anything you can give. Okay, now in this instance I'm giving py. Along that you need to give the Python file name. Okay, you whatever the code you have written, that code name you need to give along with the extension .py. Okay, that's it. Once you build the command line, okay, this is the command line to execute your code. Now just click enter. That's it. Okay, just click enter. See here this code, okay, io.py got executed. See, it is printing hello world, And see here what it is printing, this program was executed from command prompt now. Okay, this program was executed from command prompt now. So in this case, okay, so in this way we can execute any Python code. Okay, in this way we can execute any Python code from the command prompt. Okay, now not only this, I can print anything. Okay, not only printing, like I can do any code here. Okay, Python, else Java, print of Ruby. See, in this case I can do anything. Okay, whatever the code I have, I just okay, I can run from here. See, whatever the code I wrote there, that got printed here. So in this way I can execute any Python code. Okay, I can execute any Python code from the command prompt. Now coming to the command line arguments. Now till now we understood. Okay, till now we understood how to execute our Python code from command prompt. Now we will see. Okay, now we will see our second approach of taking input from the command line. Okay, till now we discussed how to execute from the command line. Now we will see how to take the input from the command line. Okay, now let us take you to the previous example. Okay, so this is the example what I taught you in the previous tutorial when I explained. Okay, when I'm explaining about the data, I mean taking the data, employee data from the user. So this is the program what I have explained, right? So now for the same program, okay, with the same program I want to explain the second way called as command line arguments. Okay, now so to capture the command line data, okay, to capture the command line data in Python, okay, we have a very beautiful module called as a sys module. Okay, we have a very important module in Python, that is nothing but a sys module. As of now you guys forget about what is this import and all. Okay, as of now you guys forget about what is this import and all. So basically sys is a module in which we can, okay, in which we have a function called argv with which we can capture the data from the command line. Okay, as of now you guys forget about what is a module and all. When we go to the module chapter, there you will get the clarity about this import statement and all. Okay, now think that this is a sys is a module now, and this sys contains, okay, sys contains a very beautiful argument or attribute called as argv. Okay, sys contains very beautiful argument, I mean attribute called as argv. So what is the usage of this attribute? Okay, what is the usage of attribute means, okay, with this attribute we can take the data. Okay, we can take the data from command line. That means whatever the command we are entering, okay, whatever the command we are entering to execute our Python code, from that command only we can take the input. Okay, from that command only we can take the input. Now let me print this sys.argv. Okay, let me print this sys.argv now and show you. Okay, before that I just want to comment this entire code, because in this scenario I'm just explaining what is this sys.argv, and then I will explain you about this code further. Okay, now in the same way, if I want to execute this code, what is my code name here? Func example. Okay, now my code name is what? Func example .py. So what is my command prompt? Okay, what is my command line to execute this Python code? Py is common everywhere. And what is my file name? Func example. And what is my extension? That is .py. Okay, .py also is common for all the Python files execution. So now see, when I execute this, okay, when I execute this, it is showing this list. Okay, it is showing a list which contains, okay, it is showing a list which contains a Python file name, okay, which contains first element. Okay, it is showing a list which contains first element as the Python file name. What is our Python file name here? Func example. So func example is my first element. So in this way, let me write a note point here. Okay, for sys.argv. Okay, first sys.argv, or else we will write like this. Okay, sys.argv will capture all the command line arguments, okay, all the command line arguments including Python file name, okay, including Python file name. Okay, that means so this sys.argv has that capability to capture the Python file name also. Okay, so what it will do, it will capture all the command line arguments as a list, and in that list first argument is always the file name. Okay, first argument is always a file name. Now let's see. Now same thing, okay, same thing I am running, but in this case what I am doing, I am giving some data. Okay, I am giving some data first of, okay, I am giving some data along with the command. So first data I gave is 100, then space 200, then 300, then 400. Now let's see what happens. See, in this case sys.argv function, okay, in this case sys.argv function returned first argument, okay, first command line argument as the file name, second argument as 100, third argument 200, fourth argument 300, fifth argument 400. That means we can take, okay, we can take the command line arguments like this. That means whatever the data that we take after the file name, okay, whatever the data that we take after the file name will be treated as a command line arguments, and each element will be separated with space. That means whenever we have the space, okay, whenever we have the space, that space will be considered, okay, from that space it will considered as a new element. Okay, it will considered as a new element. And one more point you need to understand here is each and every argument will be by default considered as a string only. Okay, each and every argument by default will be considered as the string only. However, okay, in the same way, like even in input function also by default everything will be considered as string only, right? Same way even in command line arguments, firstly, okay, initially all these arguments which we have given in the command line will be considered as strings only. Okay, now being a programmer, it is our responsibility to convert it, okay, convert into our required format. Now, okay, as of now we understood 2 points. First argument is always, okay, first argument is always the Python file name, and rest all arguments are nothing but whatever the arguments we gave in command line, all those arguments will be coming in the argv list, and each and every element will be separated based on the space. So these two things we understood now. Now let me explain this code. Okay, now let me take this input from this command line and print this data. Okay, till now how I took the input. I took the input by using this input. Okay, I took this by using this input function. Now I am taking the input from the command line. So in this way, okay, whatever the first argument, okay, so 0th argument is already gone to, okay, 0th argument is already gone to file name. So first argument, okay, whatever the first argument that I gave in the command line, that I am giving to the employee ID. So if it is string, I need to convert into integer. So whatever the first command line argument I took, that I have given to the, okay, that I have given to the employee ID. Same way, second argument I'm giving it to the, okay, second argument I'm giving it to the name. Okay, so name is always string only, so let it be. Now salary is always float for us, because here decimals also matter. So I'm taking salary, okay, third argument, okay, third argument in the argv list I'm taking as a salary. Same way if, okay, fourth argument I'm taking it as, okay, fourth argument I'm taking it as gender. If it is true, okay, if it is true, then I'm considering the gender as male. If it is false, then I'm considering the gender as a female, something like that. Okay, now I have converted this boolean. Okay, I have converted this sys.argv, Okay, in this list, fourth argument I have taken as gender. Same way, fifth argument. Okay, fifth argument I am taking it as address, and sixth argument. Okay, sixth argument I am taking it as mobile number. Sixth argument I am taking it as mobile number. Now, first argument is employee ID, second argument is employee name, third is employee salary, fourth is employee gender, address, and then mobile number eventually. So for all this I have to take the data from the command line. Now let's run for this example and see. So now in this scenario, for first, okay, in the okay for first in place of first command line argument, what should I pass? I should pass the employee ID. Think that my employee ID is 100 in this case. In the second place of command line argument, I am passing the name value. Name is something like Nehant. I am passing here. Next, okay, in place of third command line argument, employee salary, I am passing the salary value something like 33,038 paise. Okay, this is a floating point, so I am passing like this. Next, gender I am entering as false because in this case I want to take the gender as a female. Now, employee address, for now I am taking it as Vijayawada, so let me enter as Vijayawada. Okay, now sixth argument should go to the mobile number, so let me enter some random mobile number. Okay, like this. So this is my mobile number. Now let me run and show you how it will work. See, whatever the data that I took, okay, whatever the data I took in the command line, all that data is captured and given to respective details. So employee ID, so in place of first command line argument, whatever the data I have taken, that went to the employee ID. Okay, in place of second command line argument, whatever the data I took, that went to name. Third argument went to employee salary. Fourth argument went to gender, and then fifth argument went to address, and sixth argument went to mobile number. So in this way, whatever the data I have taken, that went to the respective details. Okay, for that respective details we have taken. Now if you see, we converted those data types also. Okay, we can convert those data types because by default, okay, when I print this data initially, see, all these are printed as strings only. Okay, when I print this data initially, all these are printed as strings only. Now, being a programmer, it is my responsibility to convert those data into our required data types. Then we have to process. So in that way I have processed the data. Okay, now I hope all of you understand how to take the inputs from the command line. Okay, so to summarize all this, like whatever the arguments that you are taking after file name, okay, whatever the arguments you are taking after file name in command line, all those will be considered as the command line arguments. Okay, and each and every argument should be separated with the space. Okay, and second thing is, like, all these arguments will be considered as strings only initially. Okay, once a space comes, that, okay, from there it will take as a next element, and all these elements will be initially considered as strings only. Okay, so to capture this data we have to use a specific module in Python called as sys. Okay, in this sys module also, again, we have a specific attribute called as argv. Okay, in this argv, okay, this sys.argv has that capability to capture all these command line arguments as a list, and then from that list we need to take the data and process it further. I hope all of you understand how to take the data from command line arguments and proceed with conversions and all. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.